We have been inundated with polling data over the last week. I have so many polls saved up in my inbox that I'm not even going to be able to get to them all. Some of them good, some of them really, really bad. And unfortunately, it's usually my job to give you all the bad news. So I'm going to focus on the negative, but I'm going to do it, with a smile. So maybe it's not so bad. But anyway, boy, Americans think that the entire country is in the toilet and is never getting out of the toilet. According to multiple new polls, one from Politico, one from ABC News, the majority of Americans not only believe that the country is on the wrong track, but also that the American dream is dead. That's right, folks. Donald Trump, who proclaimed years ago that the American dream is dead, has finally fulfilled his little prophecy of actually killing the American dream. So he may not have known it at the time when he said the American dream is dead, but he's the one who ended up killing it, making his original statement true. So that's got to be a nice little feather in the cap for him. But here is some of these poll numbers. This is according to the Politico poll by Public First. Quote, 49% say that the best times of the country are behind us. 41% say the best times lie ahead. Okay, well, I salute your optimism, but yeah, that ain't happening. Strong majorities of Donald Trump voters, 64%, and Kamala Harris voters, 70%, agree that the government often deliberately lies to people. So even a majority of Trump voters are like, yeah, they lie. More than half of Harris voters, 51%, say America is not a functioning democracy. 52% of Trump voters say that America is a functioning democracy. Now, that's barely a majority. So you've got 48% of Trump voters who either say America's not a functioning democracy or I don't even know if we're a functioning democracy. That's not good. Even though he's got a majority, it's so tiny that it begs the question, holy hell, even his own people are like, yeah, we're cooked. 70% of Democrats say the quality of life in the U.S. is at least somewhat worse than it was 5 years ago. 42% of Trump voters say the quality of life in the U.S. is at least somewhat better than it was 5 years ago. So he doesn't even have a majority of his people saying, yeah, we're better off now than we were then. The American dream, right? That's the big one. 46% of Americans say that the American dream no longer exists. Only 26% say, yeah, it exists. And the American dream, of course, is the idea that hard work, dedication, and, perseverance are going to allow you to be prosperous. They're going to allow you to move up that social ladder, increase your income, create a better quality of life for yourself. Most Americans, a plurality of them, now say that doesn't exist. And they're absolutely right. In fact, the number should be much higher. The so-called American dream has not existed since Ronald Reagan came in and destroyed the middle class in the 1980s. But yeah, they're right. 51% of Democrats agreed that the American dream no longer exists. 38% of Trump voters say it does. 38% of Trump voters say it doesn't. That's harsh. A slight majority, 52%, believe that radical change is necessary to make life better in America. And again, that's another number that ought to be pretty much higher. We do need radical change. And I'm not talking about a revolution. I'm not talking about a civil war. I am talking about new politicians, maybe like some of the ones we saw this week, coming and instituting real change. Look, folks, we have been living under this Republican trickle-down economic theory for 45 years. Okay? Yes, we have had Democrats since then, but the Democrats haven't changed much of that. I mean, even Barack Obama didn't allow the Bush tax cuts to expire. Joe Biden didn't get Democrats to repeal those tax cuts either so we're living under the same status quo to a degree, no matter which party is in charge. Now, obviously, Republicans are far worse and they're far more authoritarian and fascistic than anything we have seen from the Democrats. The Democrats do good things for the people and help grow the economy and grow the country. I'm not saying there's no difference between the two. That's a dumb statement that dumb people make. to try to get you to hate everything and everyone. Don't fall for that crap. Democrats are far better. But overall, for the American people, the American voters, consumers, whatever you want to call them, things aren't changing that much between administrations. So when the status quo keeps growing and there's more and more and more people left out of economic growth, economic advancement, that's when you need the radical change. You need somebody, you need a Bernie Sanders type. You need a Mamdani, you need an AOC. You need somebody that's like, listen, we're going to turn this thing on its head. And if it works, everybody wins. If it doesn't work, then we go back, right? That's what gets me. All these people are like, no, change, bad. We're going to be a socialist country. You see the socialist countries having poll numbers like this? Nope. They don't. Their people are happy. Actually, among the happiest people on the planet. We're all miserable, and these polls show it. We are miserable as a population. So why not? That 52% that says we need radical change, that's too small. You can't tell me that, we can't do change, and then also tell me like, man, the American dream is dead, everything sucks, the parties lie, I hate them both. Okay, sounds like you want radical change then. Get on board. Vote for new people. Go vote in the primaries. Get these people. Thank God Pelosi's dropped out now. I mean, she's been there since 1987. I wasn't even in kindergarten yet when Nancy Pelosi first went to D.C. We got a representative, a non-voting delegate, technically, from Washington, D.C. in Congress who's still currently running for re-election, and she has confirmed dementia according to a police report. Dianne Feinstein, I mean, God bless, we've got politicians dying in office. Mitch McConnell can't even stand upright anymore. Vote these people out in the primaries. That can be the radical change. Fresh faces, fresh ideas, people who've lived through different experiences. That's not even that radical. At this point, that's just common sense. The polls are crystal clear. Americans are pissed off. Americans are hopeless. Trump has killed all of our hope. The current crop of politicians, for the most part, have killed all of our hope. We all seem to want something different and better. But that's all on us. The people there are not going to change. So if the people won't change, change the people. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.